Good morning, kindergartners. All right, today we are starting a new topic, and this topic is going to be comparing numbers up to 10. So you've already compared numbers up to 5. You did awesome with it. I know you're going to be able to compare numbers up to 10 also. Plus, we've been working on numbers up to 10, so I know you know your numbers up to 10. Okay, here we go. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to play with some numbers. Helpers, this is really good for kids, just to play with numbers, to play with objects, count them. They get used to seeing the numbers that they have. Kindergartners, you'll get better and better at it. And you'll be able to not even have to count numbers or objects pretty soon. You'll be able to say, I think that's 5, and I already know it. So that's what we're really hoping for. Usually you should be able to recognize up to 7 without even having to count. That's what adults can do. I bet you can do it if you practice. Okay, so I'm going to explain this first page. You're going to take some objects out. You're going to put them in the correct boxes. And then you're going to count them and see which group is more and which group is less. It says here to use a bag. I'm going to use a bowl. You can use, it says linkets. If you don't, or cubes, I call them linkets. If you don't have that in your house, that's okay. Use something else. I have those little bears I showed you the other day. And I happen to have blue bears and red bears. You could use Legos. Legos would work perfect. Put them in a bowl. And this is what you would do. You could either just take out a handful, see how many you get, put some in the red box, some in the red box, some in the blue box, and then count them and see which group is greater, see which group is less. Maybe you don't have counters like that. I think you have Legos. But if you don't have that and you picked up your bucket, I gave you some little chips that look like this. They're really, really cool. One side is yellow and one side is red. So if I flip over this red one, or this yellow one, red is on the other side. Isn't that cool? You could actually take that handful of chips, drop them, and put the red on the red side and the yellow on the blue side. Count them up and see how many you have. Great, great, great practice for working with numbers. All right? Okay, we're going to sneak on to the next page. And this is the quick video. I think today I'm going to link. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't think I can link it. I'll just go ahead and play it. I just remembered sometimes it doesn't give you permission.
You can compare two groups of objects.
Oh, we have yellow chicks and black chicks. I used to raise chicks.
What do you
see? Yellow and black. Do you think there are more without counting them? Do you think there are more yellow or more black? Take a guess. Let's find out.
There are a group of yellow chicks and a group of black chicks.
We figured that out.
Can you tell which group of chicks is greater in number than the other group just by looking at them?
Let's see if you're right.
It looks like the group of yellow chicks is greater in number.
If you thought
how can you compare the two groups in order to know for sure?
We could count them.
You can line them up and match them one to one.
Your book likes to match
Let's
them.
count the
I like to
chicks
count
together.
them. But it's the same thing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There were 10.
There are 10 yellow chicks.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7.
There are 7 black chicks.
Which one were there more of?
Is a group of 7 chicks greater in number or less in number than a group of 10 chicks?
10 is definitely more.
A group of 7 chicks is less in number than a group of 10 chicks. How do you know?
Because we know our numbers.
There are 3 extra chicks in the row of 10 chicks.
So when we match
You
them,
compared the groups of chicks. Nice work.
when we match them, we can definitely see that there are 3 more. Okay. However, sometimes they're all mixed up and you might need to count them and then write the 2 numbers and compare the numbers. We're going to do some of both of those next. Here we go. I'll do some of your pages with you in your book, and then I want you to finish them. I am going to change a few of the directions. Sometimes they give you silly directions. So I like to change it. Whoops, I went too fast. I'm going to go back to that other page that we were on. Go ahead and make sure you've turned to this page. If you're not there yet, just pause the video and catch up to me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my pencil. And the first thing it asks you to do in your book is to match it up. And there's nothing wrong with matching it up. That's really a great way to help count. You'll get better and better at it. And then pretty soon, you'll be able to just count without matching. But when I match this up and I've lined them up one next to the other one, Which one has more? The group of the black chicks has more, doesn't it? So you're going to take your pencil then, and you're going to trace over that dotted line, and we know it was already there. It was done for us, wasn't it? But we're going to trace it as best as we can, and we know that the black chicks are more. Now, wait a second. I don't want us to stop there. We've already learned our numbers. Why wouldn't we practice them? So we're going to count our yellow chicks. Let's count them. 1, whoops, 2, 3. Your pencil works much faster than this, I bet. 4, 5, 6. There were 6 yellow chicks, so I'm going to write my number 6 as best as I can right up there. Ooh, not bad for this pen. Let's go ahead and check. Ooh, I bet you know how many black chicks there are before we even count them. If there are 6 yellow ones and there's one more black one, how many do you think it is? If you thought 7, I think you're correct. But we still want to count to make sure. So let's go back and count them. 1, 2, you can't see my black line on the black chicks very easily. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We were correct. Let's not stop there. Which number is greater? The number 7 is greater, just like the group of 7 chicks was greater. Which number is less? The group of 6. So we are just going to keep with our consistent system that we circle the greater number and we X out the smaller number until we go to do our greater than sign. So if I was going to write a 6, I have room on my paper down here. You do not, I don't think. So if you find room, great. You can write this. If you don't find room, it's okay. I'm just going to remind us that we have a 6 and a 7. Which is our larger number? Where's that alligator going to eat? He's going to eat our 7. So we're going to put this symbol right here because he's going to go for the 7. And if you remember, the way we read this is 6. It's the littler side. So 6 is less than 7. Good job, kindergartners. Let's go to the next page. And those are the directions that I wanted to change. Let's just always circle the greater group, X out the smaller group. I think that's way easier. Plus, let's make sure we always write the numbers too, okay? I have to grab my pencil again. I don't know why it doesn't let me just keep my pencil. Let's count these first chicks. 1, I know you know which group is greater though, don't you? We probably don't even have to count them. 2, whoops, 2, and 3. And then over here on the top, I'm going to make a number 3, curve around, curve again. Nice job, kindergartners. Let's go ahead. Well, excuse me. While we're doing these 3, let's match them up. So I'm going to bring one bird to this bird. They have them lined up so neatly for us. Not always do we do that. Now I'm going to show you something really tricky. You can either count these 3 again. Otherwise, we already know there's 3 there, don't we? Do I have to count it again? I already counted it once. So if there are 3 here and I matched them down here, this is also 3. If I wanted, I could say 3. I already know that. And then I could keep counting. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And there are 8 yellow chicks. So I'm going to go ahead and make my S and close it up for my number 8. Good job. Which one is greater? The bottom number of chicks or the top number? We know it's the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and circle this greater group of chicks. And then we're going to circle the number that is greater. Which one is it? It's the 8. Good job. What are we going to do to the 3? It's less. So we're going to cross it off. There's one more question that I'd like you to think about when you're doing these problems, and one more question that your helper could ask you. Can you tell me how many more chicks are on the bottom than are on the top? That's a new skill. We're going to start talking about that more and more. So if I have 3 up here and I have 8 down here, how many more are there? I would just count the ones that are not matched. So I would say there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more chicks on the bottom. Good job, kindergartners. If I wanted to practice my 3 is less than 8, I have room right here to write it. And I'm okay if you mess on these math papers. You know what? This is what they're for. They're for practicing. So I could do my 3, and I could make my 8. Whoa, I had made a silly the silly S there. And now which way is my less than or greater than sign? Which way is that alligator mouth going to open? It's going to open to this 8 over here. So when I read it, this is the littler side. So I would say 3 is less than 8. Good job, kindergartners. You're going to go ahead and finish this practice page. Do not worry about the directions on the bottom. Just always circle the greater number and always X out the smaller number, okay? So go ahead and count the chicks in both groups, circle the greater group, make sure you match them too, then make the two numbers, and then go ahead and try to write that number sentence too, okay? The next page is going to look exactly like it, and the first page you might need some more help from your helper, but I bet the next page, you'll probably be able to do all by yourself. You're going to do the exact same thing. Match them up, add the numbers, circle the greater group, circle the greater number, and if you can find a little spot to write your number sentence, awesome. The only one that isn't done for you, or not finished kind of, and is different, is this one down here. And it asks you to make a group of a greater number than this number shown of buckets. So go ahead and you can even make just circles down here. Match it up first and then add a couple more. And then go ahead and do the same thing. Count them and circle the greater. Good job, kindergartners. I know you're going to fly through this book. I think that's the last page. It is. I'll see you tomorrow for 4.2. Bye.